Well, good morning and welcome to my live, which is also my official book launch. So that's why I'm smiling from ear to ear, because finally, after a long time from going through cancer, diagnosis, treatment, writing my journey all the way to a year later after I was cancer free, in actually the book coming out. So I'm really excited. So I know there's a few people coming on to join me today, so I'm going to hang around a little bit to wait for those people. But yeah, I just want to share with you the exciting news that and you can see one in the background there. I have my book and it is here in my hand. In fact, look, this is the copy that I have myself. I shouldn't really be using this one. I'm going to change it. Hang on a second. Look, I should be using this one because I have to admit, I put my greasy fingers over the other one. Hey, look, this one's beautiful. This is how the books will arrive without the author's greasy mitt on it. Although maybe that one will become very, very valuable because it's got my fingerprints on it, quite literally. Anyway, that is the book I will be using to dip in and out of. But this is my book. I'm so pleased. I've got some thank yous to make today. I've got some talk about the book, why I wrote the book, and what the book's about. If you've got any questions, please ask me. If you've followed my journey, then you will know that I look different than I did probably a year ago, 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm so excited about this. I feel like I'm doing an Oscar speech. No, not quite. But this is a work of me. Somebody said the other day, and it was interesting. It was Libby, who I know on here quite well. And she said, "Oh, were you emotional when you had your book, doing the books?" And actually, I wasn't, because it's all in here. I have to say, it's quite a big book. My emotions are here. So that is a picture of me, cancer free. A beautiful picture. Let's do my first shout out for the lovely Amanda, who takes my photographs. I will tag her in my videos afterwards, but just beautiful, beautiful photograph that she took of me when we were out in, where were we? Morocco. And the lovely Becky, who I'll be mentioning in a minute, who has translated it into a beautiful looking book. So the book is done in a diary form. Well, when I said diary, it's not absolutely every day, but it takes you through from example. This one is I'm writing Dear Cancer, or this one, day 181 to 183. And we go right through to, I can't remember the last days I do. Almost feels, and I did write this book, almost feels like somebody else has written this. Yeah, we go right up to day 321. So a lot of days where I was going through anxiety, treatment, etc., etc. So I thought what I would do is go through some thank yous. So number one, a thank you to my awesome editor, Karen Hunsinger. Thank you so much, Karen. Karen really made the book into a book for me. So I'd written the book and I sent it to her, and I thought it looked like a book. But Karen came up with some of the ways of pulling out, especially the titles in the chapters, of pulling out bits of the content to put at the title of the chapter. And that was really brilliant. All the little titles on the days, that is me, because you'll see there is some weirdness as you go through. I name things, hence the book is called Agnes B, Cancer and Me. I name a lot of things in the book. I do it generally in life. I am the person that calls the dishwasher a wishwasher, because I wish for one for ages, and I think everybody should have that wish come true. And so yeah, just all those little things. I was going to say little weird things about me, but it's my personality. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you so much, everybody that's coming on and saying congratulations. Thank you. So a huge thank you to Karen Hunsinger, who put the book in an edited order for me. And Karen's out in America. She's part of my American mastermind. So I'm going to give them, Empire Builders, a little shout out too. They've been there supporting me, cheering in the background. My awesome business mentor and friend, Honore Corder. You may know her. Go and search her. Many, many books out there. An experienced author, experienced in self-publishing as well. And we're not talking about self-publishing books that don't look like good books. We're talking about properly published, but by me, properly published books that, rank every right to be on bookshelves. I'm going to say thank you to Catherine. I think Catherine's on, Catherine Jackson. Catherine did my proofreading. One of many people, actually. My husband did some proofreading. She did some proofreading, which was great. And I didn't know Catherine before she did the work for me. I had to find a UK proofreader. I was going to use an American proofreader. And then we realized that the grammar, even where you put a comma, is so different in the two languages. So Catherine stepped in, did her brilliant work. And I don't think my work is particularly easy to edit or proofread. I don't. I write as I speak, and that's how everybody says the book feels. You can hear me in the book. You can. And yes, I will be doing an audio version in the next couple of months, but it's not quite come out yet. But you can hear me in the book. So can you imagine editing my work with the half sentences? I was going to say I don't quite write in half sentences, but sometimes I do. So editing and proofreading, I can't spell. At school, I was always told off for not being able to spell. So yes, it's an interesting feat, really, but well done to both of those. So thanks to Karen, thanks to Catherine. A huge shout out to Becky Hell, who is my book designer. Now, Becky has made the book like this. We've obviously got Amanda Clark, who did the photography, and she is referenced on the bottom here, one of my friends. But Becky made it into my branding colours to look the same. And then we've got Brian, who did a bit on the back. So he's a special copywriter who wrote this bit. Just trying to make sure I get everybody in. I do feel like I'm doing the speeches now, but it's good to say thank you, isn't it, to people? I could have just rock up and said, here's my book, and it's fantastic, and I wrote it. But actually, this book came together because of the team, the A team that I work with. And you can read about the A team in the acknowledgements at the back of the book. They are brilliant, as in I acknowledge them and say thank you. And I've always called them the A team because without them, this book wouldn't have got there. And I think it's important to remember that. I've got to thank my friend Jackie. If you read the book, Jackie has a chapter. Jackie is involved all the way through here. And there are some pictures of her in the back of the book. And of course, my superhero husband, who's just called me a wonderful wife today on one of his posts. So worth writing the book just for that. My wonderful husband, Eddie, who I have to say is getting a lot of attention. People are liking Eddie in my book. People are saying, I'd be more Eddie. I love Eddie, all those sort of stuff. So yeah, he was my superhero. He still is. Don't tell him. He shouldn't be listening right now. He's working. So if he is, I'm going to tell him off. But Eddie is in there. Jackie's in there. And I'm going to put a shout out today. And I don't think I really want to thank her, but I'm going to thank Agnes with a like that. Agnes. So Agnes is part of my anatomy. Well, was no longer with me. I got her off my chest. Let me just say that. The book is quite funny throughout. I've been told I should be a comedian. I'm not sure if that's true, but I do make light of things as well as the dark side of stuff. It's not all, Pollyanna. There is some heavy stuff. So people have warned me that you'll go from crying to laughing to crying to, oh my goodness, to laughing again. That's exactly what I wanted from the book. But Agnes, I am going to say sort of a thank you to her for putting up with the chemo, because unfortunately for Agnes, she had to go. So I've got her off my chest. But yeah, she was a part of this story. So is B. B is still with me. Anyway, you're going to have to read some more to read it. So thank you also to my advanced reader team. I've had an advanced reader team. Now, they have been like gold dust. I mean, it's amazing. You can go through an editor, you can go for a proofreader, and still there was a few mistakes that we found in the book. No fault of editor or proofreader, because it is hard, that big a book. And yet they were really instrumental in helping with that, and also giving their testimonials. So today, if you're on Facebook and LinkedIn, I'm just going to move my phone slightly. Sorry, Instagram. I'm just going to share. Now, if you're on Instagram, I'm afraid you won't be able to see this, but I'm going to talk you through it. I just need to move you slightly out of the way. There we go. If I'm not quite looking at you right now, I apologize. So I've got on here some of the, I'm just going to I can't enlarge my screen. I've got some of the testimonials, which I'm now going to go, how can I read it? But these are testimonials. Somebody says, to say I'm blown away is an understatement. Easy to read, straight to the point, tears and laughter. Loved it. I have so many 5-star reviews coming in on Amazon right now. I'm really proud of them. Now, there is one review, and I will turn back to this page so you can read it. There's one review that I haven't got the whole review here, but completely summed up my book. And if you go to Amazon and look at the reviews, you will be able to read it. This review here, so it says, Agnes, Cancer and B is an unforgettable story of courage, friendship, and the triumph of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Helen Bullen's memoir will resonate with readers long after they've turned the final page, leaving them with a profound sense of gratitude for the friendships that sustain us through life's most difficult challenges. This book is not only an essential read for those touched by cancer, but also for anyone who seeks to understand the true meaning of resilience and strength that lies within. Now, she wrote a lot more of that review. and it was such a brilliant review. I will share it on my feed as well, but it was a really good review, and I think it summed up the book. There is a warning that comes with the book. Let me pop you back on here. Sorry, Instagram, to move you out of the way. I love the front cover. Oh, thank you for loving the front. This is the lovely Amanda Clark who took this for me. She's one of my friends, and I said to her, I was on a photo shoot, and it was actually a photo shoot that was cancelled during lockdown. And so we had waited. Now, I didn't have cancer in lockdown. I got diagnosed in 2021. So who knows what the universe was thinking. And then we regrouped. And in 2022 just happened. I think we went in May, and I was cancer diagnosis. I was told I was cancer free, or the cells haven't got cancer. They can never say you're cancer free. But I was basically clear of cancer in March 2022. So I had this done in May. So you can see my hair is just growing back. I had just celebrated my wedding, or I was just about to. I think I just celebrated my wedding, and I had bleached my hair white blonde. I was like, I'm not having any of this. I'm just going to go white blonde. And we did a photo shoot, and then I said to her, I'd really like a picture of my scar. And we tried it with me without my top on completely, where I was sort of, covering myself up. So modesty. But then we did this one. And if you look closely, and there is a picture of the full in the back of the book, actually, I am showing my scar. That is where Agnes used to sit. And I'm really proud of this picture. And I think there's a lot of things in the world right now about body shapes and body types and what we should look like, and people that are maybe people in situations like me that don't want to show their body. But actually, I'm proud of that scar. Absolutely proud of that scar. It's my warrior scar, I tell you. The funny thing is, we now have scar competition in my household as to who's the baddest, because my husband, which some of you won't know, Eddie, who I talk about in the book, in fact you will if you've read the book, he had testicular cancer back in 89, so a long time ago. So number one, we first laughed that he's one bald and I'm one boobed, so we're like a matching pair. My speech is in the back of the book for my wedding day. My speech is in there. But we also compare scars. He has a long scar. He had all his lymph nodes taken out around his abdomen, and he looks like he's been bitten by a shark. So that's what he does tell people. And I'm like, my scar's harder than yours. And he's like, no, mine's harder than yours. So we have warrior scar time. So there you go. Who knew? Right, now I've got something clever I've done today. Oh, thank you for all the congratulations. Honore, I've just said a lovely thank you to you. Lovely Honore is on here. Honore Corder is my friend and my business mentor and a prolific writer. So you can't have a better person in your world to support you and motivate you. And she's already got me writing my next book. So don't worry, there is another book coming. But Honore stepped up as well. One of those people that stepped up when I needed to. When I was going through chemo and I couldn't show up for my HB club, Honore just said, yeah, I'll turn up. Yeah, I like it. Great. So actually, I must invite her in again because everybody likes it when she turns up. I was a little worried they may not want me back. I say that in jest. But she is just adorable, and thank you very, very much. So I hope you replay it, Honore, if you didn't hear my thank you, but I have just said thank you to you earlier. So what was I going to tell you? Oh, yes, I know, something clever, and I didn't go to the something clever. Right, let me go to this one. So this is my something clever. Now, if you're on Instagram, I'm sorry you can't see it, but I've produced a QR code. If you put your camera, I love this, I love a bit of tech. If you put your camera onto the QR code, it will give you a little link, which will say bit.ly, I think. Click on it, it takes you straight through to buy the book or see the book or read the testimonials. I love that. I like a bit of tech. If you're in Instagram, I haven't left you out. If you go to my bio and you go to the top link in my bio, just click on my bio, the link in my bio, and it will take you straight to the book link too. And I'm sorry I can't share a QR code for you. But in fact, I'll show you. Would you like to see the QR code? Everybody else is seeing that. I'm trying to be very clever. Oh, I can't see if I've got you up or down. There we go. Anyway. There we go. Such is life. So anybody got any questions on my book? Has anybody bought it? Let me just see, because I know there's a few people on here that have bought it. Little Quirks. Did I say Little Quirks, Sue and Hazel? I've completely forgotten it. But tell me what you thought about the book. If you're on and you've seen the book, I'm just going to wave to a few people that are on my Instagram. Thank you very much for joining. If you want more people, help me to get this out to help more people. Hopefully it is a story about me. I did have one person say it's all about Helen Bullen. Yep, it's all about me. All about me. This is one time I can say it's got the big me on it. But all the way through the book, I have some kindly blunt. There we go. I've opened now. You can see this little box, kindly blunt. Now that kindly blunt, it does explain in the introduction that I have a podcast called Kindly Blunt, and my membership years ago named me. In fact, the lovely Emma Winter, I give a shout out, named me as being kindly blunt, and I am. I mean it kindly, but I will call something, especially in business, if I think it's true. So the kindly blunt box is. Shall I read one to you? I'm going to have to take my glasses off to do it. Let's see. I'm randomly. Okay. I think we can all learn from the hushing the noise in our heads. How many times do you spend more time worrying about what could happen than focus on what is actually happening now? How can you make your life special? You can if you focus on the now. Of course, we can't always keep that mindset, but if you keep reminding yourself to focus on now instead of the what if, life is much nicer to live. Cancer may return to my body, but worrying about it is not going to stop it from happening. Thinking that will just make me miserable, and however long my life is, what is the point of that? I can't stop the worry, but I can work hard to distract myself with all the positives in my life. Now that's obviously one towards the end of the book. And that's post whether I think I was waiting for my results, whether the chemo had worked and for the thing. But as it goes through, there's also in there some checks, some kindly blunt checks, reminders on you to get your checkup. So let's do that on this video. I want you to make sure you go to your mammogram. My cancer was found on only my second mammogram. I had no symptoms. I'm a trained osteopath. I know how to palpate. I'd regularly done boob examinations, etc., on myself, and I could not feel it. It was quite deep. But I went for my mammogram. Despite my daughter moving house that day, I thought, right, I have to go. I actually moved it to another Sainsbury's car park so that we could, because in the UK, I know there's a few people from America listening. In the UK, we have like it's not a van. It feels like a van, but it's like a trailer, a posh trailer where they do the mammograms. And quite often they're in supermarket car parks, which is really useful. So instead of going to my one I normally go to at Cobham, I went to one in Epsom because I was could get where I wanted to a bit quicker. And I'm so glad I did. It was pouring with rain. It was in the middle of COVID. I had to stand outside. I don't like a mammogram anyway, but let's just think what the consequences might have been if I had ignored that and not gone. Let's just think. I had stage 3 triple negative breast cancer. The odds weren't good. If it had gone to stage 4, my odds dropped down to 12% of survival. So I don't want to shock you or worry you, but if you have tests, go and have them, a smear test, a bowel test, whatever it is. If you have any symptoms, now this is coming from my retired osteopath, any bowel symptoms, any abdominal trouble, anything that is out of your normal, that carries on for more than a week, 2 weeks, go and ask your GP about it. Do self-examination, talk to other people. The doctor will never mind. And actually, what's the worst that can happen is they say to you, no, nothing to worry about. Great. If they say that and you still think there's something wrong, you go back and you get a second opinion. And I know it's out there a lot, but I do think we listen to things and then we think, but it's never going to happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. And I don't want that for you. I want you to think, right, okay, it's unlikely to happen to me, but why don't I just get checked in case? Yep, there's loads of things you can do. If you're tired, fatigued, or if you're having hot sweats, it may be menopause. But if you're unsure, go and get things checked. Okay, if you're losing weight, go and get it checked. If you haven't tried to lose it, don't think, oh, this is great, fit in my jeans now. If you've not been doing anything about it, like to lose weight or do extra exercise, then just go and get it checked. The earlier we can get things found, the better the chances of the treatment. And my book is a bit shocking, but actually I was stage 3 and I had a really unusual cancer. Breast cancer, normally a hormone related. This wasn't. Triple negative is only 20% of breast cancers. So my treatment had to be quite extreme because it's an aggressive type of cancer. But for a lot of people, it may be a lumpectomy, it may be you have a little bit of radiotherapy, I don't know, there's all sorts of things it may be. Even prostate cancer, sometimes they just monitor and they'll watch. And there's all sorts of different therapies and treatments coming up now that do far more with less. I think, unfortunate, although now I'm thinking fortunate because I could write to you and tell you about it. I had probably an extreme type of treatment. I did. It was weekly chemo. It was hard. Not everybody has that. So don't let this book frighten you. Let it inform you, make you laugh as much as possible, and make you think, right, it can happen to anybody. So I'm just going to be vigilant. And if I get something, I will find out early. and get it sorted. Right, cool. Right, let's have a look at some of these. So that's brilliant. You love the sexy QR code. Do you know, I love a sexy QR code too. I know. I didn't think of it as sexy honoré, but now I do. Right, let's have a look. Yes, please, more honoré. It's got in there. I love this. Look. Yes, please, more honoré, says Hazel. Oh, Hazel's in my membership. Oh, I can't keep up with these comments. This is fantastic. It's been a pleasure, says Hazel. Fantastic. Oh, Daniela, sorry, I didn't recognize you on your osteopathy. Hazel's read the book. Daniela's bought the book. Hi, Karen. Karen, I've said a thank you to you at the beginning, but this is Karen, who is my awesome editor, who I have to say, I gave her a load of words in diary form and sort of how I thought I'd, put it out. And she made it into an incredible book. So I have to say, as I said at the beginning, this book is not made just by me writing it. Yes, I wrote it. But the team, the A team that I'm going to list again, Karen, Catherine, Becky, Honoré, even Jackie, Eddie, and let's include Agnes if she wants to be included, because I suppose she was the cause of this book. So I'm going to thank her today in my sort of thanking, irritated type way. But all those people helped make the book, people and boob. It's an amazing book. Thank you, Karen. I'm getting really great feedback. If you do nothing else, go and read the Amazon reviews. They are coming back brilliantly. And if anybody wants to get me anywhere on a podcast, if they want me on their radio station, I've had a few offers recently. I've been doing some book signings. If you want any of that, just approach me. Send me a direct message. If I can get the word out and get more people knowing about cancers and just generally looking after yourself and living your life to the full. My next book is going to be all about that. I've got a feeling it might be called Smile. What do you reckon? I think that could be my thing. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to proofread this, Helen. One of the most absorbing books I've ever worked on. Oh, cried a lot, laughed a lot, learnt a lot. Thanks and congratulations on the publication. Oh, thanks. Thanks, everybody. Do you know, it's my second book. I have published a book already. And although I love that book, I've Got Your Back, and it's all about business and whatever. This is really heartfelt. And when I read it and I think, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh my God. It's amazing, isn't it, what the brain does when there's trauma? It moves you on. But sometimes it's good to look back and reflect. Love working with you. Book will help a lot of people. I hope so, Karen. And Karen, there's another book coming. So can you prepare yourself? Karen, just prepare yourself. Maybe have a couple of spa days, relax before I give you the stuff. I've not finished it yet, so don't panic. But I can feel Karen going, oh, not another one. Anyway, hey ho, love my style of writing. Don't let anybody ever tell you can't do something. I think that's the other message from me today is at school, I was really useless at spelling and grammar. And actually, in my day, and I'm 55 now, every lesson you were judged on your spelling. So even if you started in a history class, you were judged on your spelling. I had red writing all over in the days that they wrote see me, red writing. And even today, I know I've written a post to my husband came and said, oh, you've missed out a word. That's how I do. I think it's because it's how I think. I'm fast and furious. Some words I can't even think how to spell, which is hysterical. So, but it didn't stop me being an author. Twice an author now. So don't let anybody hold you back. If you want to write a book, go write a book. Do it. What do you want to do in life? And as I said, the new book that's coming out is going to be all about that, about pushing forward to get what you want, whether it be writing a book, I don't know, flying a kite, flying an aeroplane maybe would be better than flying a kite, but flying a kite is exciting. You could probably all do that today. Right. Okay, my lovely people, enough from me. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Everybody on Instagram that's commenting. If you're on LinkedIn too, thank you so much. I will make sure the links are around. It is my book launch day today, so you will see other posts from me. And for the rest of the week, I'll be coming on. If you've got any questions or you want to just chat to me about something, just send me a direct message or comment on here. And what I'd love you to do all today is just to share this. Share it. Press the share button. Let's get it out to more people. Let's get this book, and the Kindle is a Kindle version as well. Get this book into the hands virtually or in real book terms as many people as possible, because I would love that. The stories I'm having already of people saying this is helping me, or I did a check and I had somebody when I was writing this book that actually found out they had cancer because they messaged me. They knew I was talking about my book and going through what I was going through. I said, just go now. And actually, I think she's cancer clear. So there is hope for everybody. Okay. Not everybody is as fortunate as me for the treatment to work, but I think it's all about being aware and being alert. So thank you so much. And yeah, let me know when you've read it, leave your reviews. I would love that, would really help the book grow. And just tell me, email me, tell me, get on my mail list, whatever you want to do. All the links are in my bio and I will speak to you soon. I'm going to say goodbye to Instagram first. Say goodbye, Instagram. Right, my lovely Facebook peeps. I'd forgotten I'd left that code up, but isn't it cool? Cool to have a code. I did that on Bitly. You can do it. If you go and look at Bitly, you can create QR codes there, but it is great. Right, I'm going to go now. I'm going to keep my sticky fingered copy of the book up there and maybe not. I don't know. I wasn't even eating salad chips when I touched it. I don't know what I had on my hands. Anyway, right, speak to you soon. Thanks so much to everybody and go buy my book. Go buy my book. Speak to you later. Bye.